Madam President, despite the ongoing threats from 7 fronts, despite the unspeakable atrocities committed against our people, Israel's humanitarian efforts in Gaza have been nothing short of extraordinary. The facts are clear. Over 52,000 trucks have entered Gaza under Israeli coordination, delivering more than 1 million tons of aid, 700,000 tons of it being food. Israel imposes no restrictions on humanitarian aid. In fact, 82% of all requests for humanitarian coordination have been approved and implemented. Our humanitarian coordination covers a broad range of needs as they arise. And yes, we work with UN agencies. We have worked closely with global partners like WHO and UNICEF to vaccinate over 500,000 Gazan children against polio in a matter of weeks. The second stage of the vaccination campaign is commencing next week. This is a cooperation we strive for with our partners. We are willing and able to work on the ground. Additionally, we have expanded the El Mawasi humanitarian area, both inside and facilities, with an increased supply of food, water, and medical equipment. Now, compare our efforts to the failures of UNRWA. While Israel cooperates with international organizations like WHO and UNICEF to improve the lives of civilians, UNRWA Gaza has allowed Hamas to infiltrate its ranks. This infiltration is so ingrained, so institutional, that the organization is simply beyond repair. The contrast could not be clearer. While Israel fights to protect and uplift civilians, UNRWA's leave them and allow them to suffer. Israel has been warning for months about the infiltration of Hamas into UNRWA, yet not significant action has been taken. And I haven't heard the distinguished gentleman from UNRWA, when he spoke about the casualties, how many of them were affiliated with Hamas. We gave the names to UNRWA. The recent revelation that Fatah Sharif, Hamas's commander in Lebanon this time, he was also an UNRWA school principal, believe it or not, a principal. And he was the head of its teachers' union, the head of Hamas in Lebanon. That's beyond imagination. This is not merely a failure of oversight. This is the absurd reality we are facing. An organization that claims to provide education and humanitarian aid has been infiltrated to the point where terrorists are running classrooms, indoctrinating future generations, and hiding in plain sight under the banner of the United Nations. Distinguished Council members, we have debated this issue in circles for months, to no avail. The focus of these discussions must shift from the symptoms to the disease itself, the Islamic regime of Iran. Today, we discuss the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Tomorrow, we will have a discussion about Lebanon. What will be next? Yemen? Iraq? We all know the true cause of the suffering, Tehran's desire for supremacist expansion. Iran's aggression continues unrestricted. Just last week, Iran launched hundreds of missiles in the largest ballistic attack in history. In history. No state in the world would tolerate such assaults on its people, and Israel will not tolerate it either. We will choose when and where our response takes place. It will be decisive, and we will not hesitate to defend ourselves. 1 year has passed since the October 7 massacre. 1 year of pain, mourning, and resilience. Yet, what have we learned in that time? Have we truly confronted the evil that seeks to destroy us? Or are we still debating, still pointing fingers? And I agree with you, Mr. Mansour. We come here, you blame Israel, we blame you. I agree with you. While the origin of all this suffering, the real evil, Hamas, Hezbollah, and their puppet masters in Tehran continue to sow terror and death. This body must move beyond the surface and address the deeper disease that has plagued the region for far too long. Words alone will not end the situation in Gaza or anywhere else. Only decisive collective action can root out the terrorists and bring about a future of peace and security for all. Israel will not wait. We will defend our people, our land, and our future. We stand as guardians of the very principles that this body was built to protect. It has been 1 year since the massacre of October 7. We cannot afford another. Thank you, Madam President.